Okay, so hi everyone. Thank you so much for signing up to our session today with Dr. Andrew Bullen. So during the session, we'd kindly ask for you to mute yourself just to show respect to the presenter. And if you have any questions, please pop them in the chat box below or wait until the end, and you can unmute yourself and come forward to ask questions. And please note that this session is actually recorded and will be published on our YouTube channel. So if you have any issues with it, please do let me know. And just a few words about Dr. Andrew Bullen. He is an endovascular and vascular surgeon. His areas of expertise include all aspects of arterial and venous disease. So over to you, Dr. Bullen.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for the invitation to present today. My name's Andrew Bullen. I'm one of the vascular surgeons in the Illawarra-Shoalhaven region. So we're mainly covering the areas of Wollongong, but also have rooms down in Milton Hospital and Nowra. So we're sort of covering the south coast of New South Wales. I'm currently the head of department in the Wollongong Hospital region and have been in this area for about 8.5 years now. I did most of my training previously in the Sydney region and a little bit overseas, but this is my home here, and I live here with my wife and family. So I've been enjoying this area for a number of years, which we're hoping to keep a secret. My background is obviously as a vascular surgeon. I wear sort of a number of hats in that role. Most recently, obviously, as I said before, as the head of department of the unit. So I've been sort of doing a lot of work with the hospital and trying to set up more services down in our area and develop the new hospitals down here. But previously, I've done a lot of work with examination and training. So that was for a number of years on the College of Surgeons anatomy committee and doing the examinations, as well as doing things like Masters of Surgery and some courses for the training doctors and supervising the vascular trainees coming through. So I've sort of had a number of roles over the years doing those things. I think Sophia was asking if I could discuss a little bit about some areas of interest and some things that my experience has been before. So I particularly am interested in more complex arterial work, such as aortic aneurysm repairs and a lot of the minimally invasive techniques that we use these days to treat aneurysms. But more commonly, we see patients with poor diabetic disease and poor arterial circulation to their legs, and then also a number of people with things like clots, DVTs, pulmonary embolism, and varicose vein disease. In terms of the medico-legal space, this is relatively new to me. I've been an expert witness in some negligence cases before and done some insurance claims in the past, but most of my experience in the medico-legal field is around workers' compensation claims. In vascular surgery, we don't see a lot of patients with medico-legal claims typically, mainly because vascular trauma doesn't tend to be quite a common issue, but certainly we do see the odd workers' compensation claims. And I also do a lot of work with our neurosurgical colleagues in terms of spine surgery and repairs. So we do some complex anterior spine exposures and repairs, which we might come across some workers' compensation patients and things at that stage. So we do quite a few assessments for those patients, but more around the clinical role. And my day-to-day job sort of is mostly in that clinical field rather than doing a lot of medico-legal kind of reporting.
Thank you, Dr. Bullen. And just a question. So what are what's your most challenges? What's your most challenging case that you've ever done for anything for clinical or medical legal? Maybe you could share.
Clinical or medical legal are two different things, I guess. Look, challenging cases, even just this week, we had a very difficult case with a patient with a large ruptured aneurysm and very, very unwell and obviously required multiple teams involved to treat that patient and care for that patient who was extremely sick, and thankfully has had a good outcome so far. But in terms of medico-legal type cases, probably the more challenging stuff that we see is more around work-related injuries and trauma. So people have had falls on building sites and things like that and had some sort of vascular injury. And one that comes to mind is a young 18-year-old male who fell at a building site and lacerated behind his knee with a tile, and unfortunately lost circulation to his leg for quite a number of hours. And by the time he sort of came to us, was having a very threatened limb. And so, as I said before, that involves care in a more clinical sense in terms of repairing arteries and treating the patient in that regard. We do sometimes get opinions from people regarding other issues like deep vein thrombosis from having vascular issues from standing at work or injuries at work. But particularly in vascular surgery, a lot of our issues tend to be around traumas and complications from that.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it was really comprehensive for an introduction and for Meet the Specialist session. So if anyone has any question, please just unmute yourself. And this is going to be published on our YouTube channel as well. So if we have any comments or questions, we will definitely forward it to you after Dr. Bullen. So.
Good afternoon, Dr. Bullen. I've got a question.
Yes.
Do you have any views? I actually have a client who has a thoracic aortic aneurysm. Do you have any views, and I'm sorry if I make a complete hash of this, I'm not a doctor, of what might be a preferable medical replacement? He was offered a mechanical valve or a valve from a pig, I understand, and the mechanical valve has caused perhaps some issues with his employment. Is there, I guess, if you were sort of talking to clients in relation to this procedure, would there be any pros and cons that you would discuss with somebody? And in your opinion, would you think there was perhaps a better option? Does that make sense? I suppose in terms of ongoing, does something need future replacement? Is there a shelf life for this sort of thing?
So just to clarify, you're referring to a cardiac valve replacement?
Look, the specific diagnosis, I think, was aortic aneurysm with and aortic wall disorder.
Okay, so just as a quick delineation, I guess it can be somewhat confusing, but we certainly do treat aortic aneurysms. But from a vascular perspective, and I'm a vascular surgeon, we sort of treat essentially from the aortic arch, which is basically from the main blood vessels in the chest all the way down into the pelvis. But a cardiothoracic surgeon would traditionally treat the ascending aorta into the heart valve itself. So if the aneurysm is right into the heart, then they may require a valve replacement as well as ascending aortic repair, which would be a cardiothoracic surgeon. So not my area of expertise, but maybe I could give you some advice from my previous training. But typically these days, we're treating aneurysms or aortic injuries like dissections from traumas and things like that, essentially from the top of the chest, which is where the main blood vessels go to the brain and the arms, down through to the pelvis and all the organs. So that's the expertise that we have as vascular surgeons.
Thanks, Dr. Bullen.
You're welcome.
Okay. Can I make a comment, Sophia?
Sorry. Yep. Is it a comment in relation to
The valve question.
Dr. Bullen? Well, yeah. What do you think, Dr. Bullen? Because he's
I'm a cardiologist, so
okay. Yeah. Oh, Dr. Halperin. Yep. So there's another doctor as well. So he's joined our session actually.
Welcome.
So yeah, so just from Dr. Bullen's, totally correct, of course, that you can replace the cardiac surgeons replace the ascending aorta and the aortic valve. There's two sorts of valves. There's a mechanical valve, and there's a valve derived from an animal. The main difference is the mechanical valve lasts forever, but requires long-term treatment with warfarin, and the animal valve may last 10 or 15 years, but doesn't require warfarin. And a discussion of warfarin with the patient would be quite indicated because of the implications of anticoagulation, and it may be something to do with their work. If they get an injury, it could be very difficult for them. So I think usually the cardiac surgeons will discuss about whether or not it's going to be a mechanical valve replacement or a pig or a cow valve. But that's all cardiology and cardiac surgery.
That's right.
Well, thank you. That's actually pretty helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Halperin. And does anyone else have any questions? If not, we can wrap up the session here. And thank you so much, Dr. Bullen. It was a really informative session.
Thank you very much. I'm glad it was a short session. I've actually got to go to an emergency hospital for a hospital procedure now, so this works out well. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yep. All good. All the
Yeah.
best. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for joining.
Cheers.